Sheryl Lazar here talking to the spokesperson, Terry, behind the Twitter handle BP Global PR. In a very short time after launching the account on May 19th, BP Global PR has already gotten over 100,000 followers and has made headlines for its satirical jabs against BP, while of course playing the part of the oil company. Now, Terry, how do you describe yourself exactly?
Oh, that's a great question. I would consider myself a man's man, but also a woman's man. My name is Terry. My full name is Terrence. And no, I don't live in the basement of my parents.
You're the marketing genius behind this?
Yeah, I'm definitely the brains of the operation for sure. The guys all say I'm the smartest one, which is why I get to handle press interviews. I get to do all like the hard work around the office because I'm the only one that they trust to make sure the copy machine's stacked. I'm in charge of the t-shirt machine, which has been an absolute disaster.
Leroy Stick behind, the voice behind BP Global PR, that's his name that he's using. No one really knows who he is. Are you guys friends? Like how, what's the whole...
I've never heard of him. He doesn't work. I don't think he works for BP Global PR. But he doesn't at least work in the office.
Yes, you know this supposed Leroy.
I've heard of him. I know that he posted a press release, but as far as day-to-day stuff goes, I don't see him in the office. I don't see him working the 4.5 hours a day I work.
Okay, so there's a bit of a feud going on here.
Well, I'm just saying, I'll acknowledge him, but no, I don't work with the guy directly.
So he's the voice behind BP Global PR, and you're handling, supposedly, the press here. So you have to tell me, what was the inspiration behind this whole thing?
Money. We're a PR company, so, we gotta, basically, I make $700,000 a year, so I'm rich. I'm filthy rich. I have 2 motorcycles, 4 big dogs, a foyer, and an extensive plant collection. We have BP making a huge mess, supposedly. Some people are saying that it's their fault, this whole thing in the Gulf. So then they got to get the PR guys in, the masterminds. They got to put us on Twitter. They got to get the message out there. We got to keep everyone distracted long enough so we can figure out how we're going to get some of this oil out of the ocean and into your gas tank to make some money off it.
So when did you start seeing people taking notice of the Twitter handle and what you guys were doing?
Well, it caught on pretty quick. The big one was, fortunately, Roger Ebert was the guy that first he retweeted our announcement about how the oil was no longer dolphin safe, which was a sad day for us. But he retweeted that, and then it kind of just was on from there. And Roger Ebert, we'll take it. I prefer Roper. He said some offensive thing about wild hogs that I just couldn't handle. Just bashed it. He just unnecessarily bashed it. Tim Allen's mastered his craft, and I don't understand why we have to go and throw stones, But, Roger Ebert, if he's going to help us out, he's going to help us out.
Why is it important maybe to bring humor to this? It's obviously a very serious issue, but humor is obviously making people pay attention, and it's creating a movement in many ways.
Well, you know what they say? They say some of the best humor is based on, real life. So I'm not trying to be funny when I spend a half hour trying to log on to twitter.com. That's just me. I'm not trying to be, well, I am trying to be funny when I eat pie charts because it's just a good way to get out of a meeting. But in terms of how humor has worked, it's just us. We're just a bunch of guys with a grab-ass room playing Xbox. In terms of, I guess it's got us to be real popular, but we're honestly just trying our best to get this thing over with so we can forget about it and move on and hopefully retire a little bit early. Ah! I just spilled coffee all over my shirt. We'll forget it. We'll let this go. This happens every day. Let's move it on.
Are you okay?
I spilled coffee on my shirt. It's scalding hot, but I've learned to wear 5 shirts underneath this, so it doesn't really affect me.
What are you trying to do with all of this? What's the point?
The big plan here, there are a lot of people saying, look at this oil spill. Look at what's happened to the Gulf. Look at all the oil in there. And they're saying, well, maybe if we can't clean up this mess ourselves, If BP isn't capable of cleaning up after themselves when an offshore drilling operation goes haywire, maybe they shouldn't be allowed to do it. Maybe it's time to move on to clean, renewable energy. And we are saying, no, thank you to that. We need that to stop in its tracks. That's the main goal. We need to keep drilling in that Gulf, build some more rigs, suck that thing dry, sell that oil, get it into the gas cans, burn it up, get into the air, and that's when we make our money. Then we'll go to the moon and try to get more or something. But as far as these solar panels and wind farms, I mean, give me a break, Greenies. Who wants to see a windmill?
Do you have any plans beyond Twitter?
Well, tonight I plan on going home and catching up on my episodes of Mind Freak. I'm 4 episodes behind on Chris Angel Mind Freak, which is a travesty. And other than that, hold on a sec. Look at that. It's Bobby Jindal.
I don't see who that is. Oh.
It's Bobby Jindal. I got it. Bobby! You rapscallion, what are you doing?
All right, so you are also raising money for these charities. Can you talk about that? And you've raised $10,000.
So the basic premise behind this is when we first started tweeting, everyone was saying, you guys are jerks. This whole thing is your fault. You've made a mess of the ocean. I don't appreciate these whimsical statements you're making. And we just disarmed them immediately. We said, I'm sorry you're upset. Have a free BP Cares t-shirt on us. And then I immediately went and bought a t-shirt machine and started churning out these t-shirts. So we sell these free BP Cares t-shirts for $25 now. And like I said, we signed a dotted line, they're supposed to give some money. We're trying to do a symbolic gesture to a charity. We ended up giving it all away. We've raised we had to donate $10,000 last week, which was awful. And we're on our way to doing the same thing this week. They keep making t-shirts and we keep having to try to sell them. And it has literally taken over my life. I haven't been able to do anything besides it. And it's honestly made a mess of the whole office. We cannot shut the thing down.
Where are you right now exactly? Do you plan on keeping a voice in New Orleans and Louisiana?
Well, yeah, we are. We travel all over the place. Right now, most of our stuff is in New Orleans. We kind of hit the streets there last week. And yeah, we got to go back because they're the ones that are most upset. I got to bring these t-shirts to them. If they're upset, we got to get them the t-shirts.
I know there was the plane with the banner over New Orleans. Any other interesting things we're going to see in terms of that?
By the way, that wasn't a prank. That was a delivery on a promise.
Okay.
Because we said if Top Kill failed, we're going to throw a get well soon card at New Orleans. So that was just the best way to do it, was to fly the banner. In terms of other stuff, we always got our mind churning, but part of PR is the surprise,
Many people have come out with solutions. Do you have a solution? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, to be quite honest, we are not interested in solutions. Like, all we're trying to do is build walls so that we just want to build bureaucratic barriers so that we can't really have any meaningful discussion. You know what I mean? As far as solutions go, how about we just get the oil into a tanker and take it away and sell it?
All right, so any other thoughts for the world out there that you want to share?
Magic is real. Don't forget it. And believe in yourselves and you'll make a ton of money.